What are the benefits of learning a foreign language?
So I, in my opinion, I think that there are numerous advantages and benefits of learning a foreign language. So first, let's talk about the communication. When you travel abroad, for example, you learn Chinese and you visit, I mean Mandarin Chinese, and you visit China, you can communicate with native speaker easily. From that, you can make more relationships, and somehow you can make a business. I mean that you sometimes you can meet with local people who are talented or potential in making businesses. And I think that sometimes when you learning languages, it is an opportunity for you to and meet new people and communicate with each other. Next, I think that when you learn a foreign language, you can find out some information and some facts about it. For example, if I learn Mandarin Chinese, I can I can research for some interesting facts and the history of the Mandarin Chinese. So it so sometimes if I want to talk with Chinese people, I can give them some new information, and then I will have more topic to talk. From that, I can have a better relationship with them. Lastly, I think that when you learn when you learn a foreign language, sometimes it will give you some skills that was pi, pivotal for your life. For example, like learning Mandarin Chinese or overall all of the languages, it you can know how to manage your time, and then the skills of critical thinking or or problem solving. So there are so overall there are various benefits of learning a foreign language that can help you in the future when you need some help, and then you can teach others of learning some tips of learning languages that can be helpful for them. Your first question is, what are the challenges? What challenges do people face for learning a new language?
I think that the biggest challenges that people often face when they learn a new foreign language is that they don't have enough discipline and courage and motion for them to learn and to concentrate. People often like doing things like, for example, the teen they cannot do multitask, and when they're using device and social media to learn a new language, they're often being like pulled into some like games or scandal or drama or TikTok like that, so that they couldn't concentrate all their mind on the lecture. So that I think that the biggest that I think that is the biggest challenges for learning a new language. Do you think it is easier for children or adults to learn a new language? Why?
So so I think that it is easier for children to learn a new language. Although that a lot of people will disagree with me that adults are more mature and it's easier for them to learn languages. But think about it. Adults, they are too busy with other things, like working, like their families and their around problems. But with children, it is easy for them to just learn and listen, and then comprehend new knowledges. So it is way easier for them to approach with learning languages, not like adults when they are facing with too much stress, tensions, and problems around their life. Furthermore, with me and with me and after some research about this, I see that with adults it is harder for them to learn a new language because they can focus because like because it is a when they are going to grow up, so they cannot concentrate as as good as the children, because the children have a better concentration and than better focus than the adult. Overall, I think that children can can learn a new language easier than the than an adult, because an adult is very busy for their lives. But with children, it is easy for them to learn because they just want to learn. It's very simple, not like adult, which is very complicated. Complicated. Next question for you it is: how important is pronunciation when learning a new language?
I think that pronunciation have a really important role in learning a new language because, like for example, people often like mocking Indian that how to say that their pronunciation or their accent is not as normal, like because their own language require them to do a lot of tone and their tongue are being adapted to their language. So now when they learn like English, really like easy and like don't have many tones, their tongue cannot like adapt with the language. And I think that most of the people around the world which are not native speaker of English may not like may face the same like the similar challenges. So I think that pronunciation is also important for you to like communicate or to get a degree like IELTS because like in speaking IELTS, like the content is like also important, but the pronunciation is also really important for you to like to get to get marks and points in front of the judge. So I think that pronunciation is really important. Do you think learning a language helps people understand a country culture better?
For sure, yes, because like when you know when you learn a language, you can you can research more about the history, about uh, celebrities and their lives and people lives of the country. So from that you can understand people. You can understand history. You can understand all the lives of people in that country. For example, when you're learning Chinese, you should you should research more about the history of the of China, or maybe searching about some interesting facts about the country. From that, when you master the language and you want to communicate with native speakers, I think that it is easier for you to communicate because you have stories to tell. Like it is easier for you to have a story and then tell people, not like not like a very hard 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 stories. Like and it is very complicated. Although that it is can very good for you, but but furthermore, I think that when you learn a language, I think that you should find some more information about the country. From that, you can understand the country more, and then you so if you know some facts and figures, it is easier for you to communicate with other people in the country. Your next question it is: in your opinion, is it better to learn a language through books or by speaking with native speakers?
I think that if you want to gain speaking skills and pronunciation, I think that you should talk and speak more with a native speaker so that you could know how to speak and to know which is the best pronunciation and accent to learn from. But for like writing, reading, and grammar, vocabulary, and new words, definitely I think I would prefer reading books. Like speaking with other people will like may result in you you forgot the knowledge that you gained, but in books the probability of that happening is really really low because when you read something in the book, it's very likely that that will be like a bullet point which will be in your head for a really long time before you forgot it. So I think that I would prefer learning a language through books rather than with native speaker. How does globalization affect language learning?
So, with the globalization, everyone, like, for example, with the globalization, English it is the most, it is the most, it is the best language, and most people speak English. So, it will, so it will result in that everyone or most people will learn English as a second language. Or and with the globalization, it is will be a knock-on effect that all people, one person, learn English, and then they will talk about the benefits, and then everyone will learn English. So, with the globalization, everyone has to do something that is in trend or in common with everyone. It is a it is a very ubiquitous thing, and globalization has affected a lot in language learning, because in the past not many countries is speaks spoke English as the main language, but now because of the globalization, everyone of citizens are learning English as a second language, and it is very common nowadays. So overall, I see that globalization affect a lot in language learning. Your fourth question it is: do you think technology has made language learning easier or harder?
I forgot to turn on the mic. I think that technology has made the language learning easier because I think that nowadays there are a lot of apps like Duolingo and artificial intelligence like ChatGPT, which could give you exercise to like for you to do and to train your writing and reading skills. If you want to have pronunciation and new words, you could like definitely go for online dictionary like Oxford Dictionary or Cambridge. Learning on Duolingo also gives you pronunciation. And if you don't know how to pronounce a word, just search them up on the dictionary, and they would definitely have the US UK accent for you to pronounce it which way the way you want. So I think that technology has made learning a language easier, although it's had a lot of like drawbacks, like they would like how to say, but take advantages of using technology to play games and other things. But I think that if they know how to use it and they have enough self-discipline, using technology is really really good for them to learn a new language. Will artificial intelligence replace human teachers in language learning?
So I think that in the future, when AI and technologies are developed, so I think that artificial intelligence or AI will replace human teachers in learning languages and in language learning. So, like, nowadays there aren't too much robots that teaches people, but in the future, I think that artificial intelligence or apps like or language learning apps like Duolingo or maybe uh, or Hello Chinese will replace the the formal one, like nowadays when we had to use books and then some the internet. Furthermore, I think that with the development of AI, they will replace and additionally they can they can teach they can teach human easier more easily because like with teachers, although that they are passionate, but there is still some lack of examples. But with AI, they can give you some specific information, and sometimes they can give you some really great stories about the history of the language. So, so ultimately, I think that artificial intelligence will replace human teachers in language learning in the future. Your last question it is: do you think some languages will disappear in the future? Why not?
I think it could be a yes. For me, I think that a lot of language like Latin and languages that was being using by a little group of people could be disappearing in the future, since the key for a language to survive and to be like advances through time is to be regenerate, which is mean, in my opinion, is to make the young people and the teenagers to learn the language, to use it like like a native speaker. And I think that s- most of the like language that are not like what's it that are not like ubiquitous or famous will be disappearing in the future if they don't encourage the young people to use and to learn it. So I think that is the end. Thank you for watching and listening.